I took a step. I acknowledged my depression. I took a step. I reduced my workload. And I took a step. I decided to let go of the guilt and the shame that was holding me back. It's important to know that all steps you take are valuable, and I need to remember that. I need to remember that all steps I take are valuable. I felt ashamed and guilt for not doing enough. I felt stoppable because I felt like I was lazy and I could have done more. But no, these were the steps I needed to take to slowly get back to where I was. And I'm still going with those slow steps. And I wanted to show more, do more, be awesome. But things were too much, things were too difficult, things were too much to handle. So I needed to reduce that before I was able to start doing things again. But I am feeling a little better. And that's good, but that means I am able to take an extra little step now, because now it's time to slowly start building up the things I want to do again. So I started with a new toy, because if going outside is hard now for some reason, better start inside. And I do call them toys on purpose, because life can be seen as a game, because everything is so much easier when you can just see it as play. You play to grow, you play to become better, and you play to have fun and direction in your life. It's so much easier to look at it that way. At least I think so. So I'm going to go back to my play with my new dumbbells, because now I can play inside. And of course that's not the goal I was going for, but it is a little step. Because I did feel like the strength I lost by not exercising and starting hormones was weighing down on me a lot. Because I always had pride in how strong I was, even though I did not even look that strong. But it was kind of funny. But now everything was broken down, and that was a massive part of why I felt bad. Because I went from 20 hours a week of exercise to just a few, and I still ate the amount of people 3 normal people will eat. People eat people. Wait. I still ate the same amount as 3 people, and I had to force myself to cut down on that because, yeah, not exercising 20 hours a week and then eating twice as much as an average person. I gained a lot of weight and fat and lost muscle mass by not exercising, and yeah, hormones. Of course, I want to have the hormones, but yeah, it has some negative effects. But that added up. And with everything else that happened in my life that was super difficult, it did suck. And most of all, the thing that was the most deprivating was the loss in confidence. Mainly the confidence in my movement. Because before I knew I could easily jump over, let's say, this height of fence. Now I'm sitting down, but I know if I could place my hands in this position, I could jump over it. But suddenly I couldn't anymore. Even though physically I still kinda could, but just the loss in confidence made it impossible to jump over that fence. Like when I was leaving my house, I have a tiny fence on the front, and I'd always jump over it. But suddenly, in the middle of the air, I just bailed out, and my leg got stuck, and nothing happened, of course, because it was just a tiny fence. And even worse, like I've shown my bed before, how I jumped into my bed because Screw ladders, I can just jump into it. Suddenly I can't anymore. And I did that every day, and all of a sudden I couldn't anymore. It was painful. So all of that together made it super hard for me to start again. And because I felt that I had to begin all over again, and all my confidence that I built was gone. And in freerun, most of the training you do is actually just training your confidence and knowing your body. And I lost touch with my body, what my body could do. So even if you're physically able to do something, you have to know you can do it and have the mindset to do it. And that's the case with a lot of things, even social situations where you have to know you're able to do something. Like thinking of shy people. Shy people are not more stupid than proactive people or extroverted people. But just fear has such a large degree of effect, and you have to learn that you are able to do things. And suddenly I forgot I was able to do a lot of things. And that's so hard to get over. And with all the fear I've had in my past, and I still have, I do have a lot of experience how to deal with it, so that helps a lot. But still, it's super difficult even with that. Though I have a lot of experience dealing with fear. Fear has been a very big thing in my life. Because I started this journey because I have such a fluff ton of fear where I was unable to do anything. That's why I started this. So I do have a lot of experience in this field. But it does not make it easy. In the past I went out every single day, and now I don't. But with this experience of how to overcome hurdles and building my own strength of confidence and learn how to burst through this hurdles again. Wait, that's not how hurdles work. Anyway, close enough. Now I need to plan how to get my confidence back. Because that's a thing I will have to work on again. Of course I want to go back to those 5 days a week of training outside, of playing outside. But, yeah, okay, the weather's not helping. But also, it's too scary for me now. I have to use my experience of dealing with fear in the past to start to grow again. And that is possible because I've proven that to myself. Because I'm going to work up back to a better version of me. To every day grow to become a little better. And yeah, some days are not easy and some days are slightly better. I know I've needed a lot of time, and I've given that to myself because giving yourself time is not the same as sitting still. And sure, you should not use it as an excuse to sit still, because you do have to push yourself. But it's not wrong to take the steps you need to take, and I'm going to take the tiny steps I can now. I'm taking tiny little steps, and I should not feel ashamed or guilt for how little my steps are, because I will grow and I am growing. Because there is a thing about being uncomfortable. You have to be uncomfortable to grow. So it's not an excuse, it's just doing a thing you're able to handle. And that thing should be enough to be uncomfortable, but it should not freeze you up or hold you back or stop you, because then it's too much. Making videos and exposing myself is not comfortable. Writing down what I want to say here is not comfortable. Pushing myself in exercise is not comfortable. Thinking about my feelings and how they are difficult is not comfortable. Trying to face my fears and try to beat them is not comfortable. Yet that's what I had to do to grow. Starting from a place where I literally hid behind my legs when someone asked me a question, to here where I am now. And even though if this is a setback, I'm way further ahead than a few years ago, where everything that was scary I hid from, and I hid behind a computer on an online world. And after that I had to choose that fear was no longer acceptable to me, or living in fear was no longer acceptable to me, because I no longer wanted it to rule me. It's a thing I have panic attacks, and I have moments where I can freeze up, even when it's something kind of silly-ish. It's something I have to deal with, and that sucks. All I can change about that is fight against it. So now I have to plan what I have to do to grow again. And part of that is making these videos and letting go of thinking, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that, and oh, why am I doing so little, why am I not showing cool things? No, I just have to keep continuing. I have to work on what I want to say, I have to film it, I have to edit it. That's all little steps I'm going to take, even if they're scary or difficult or uncomfortable. I have to do them. And with my dumbbells, I'm going to slowly, not every single day, 10 hours a day, blah blah blah. No, slowly I'm gonna start beginning to exercise again. I'm not in the same place I was before. I need to accept that, and I need to continue from where I am now. And I am working to recover from the pit I fell into with all the experience I have. Even if it sucks and it's painful, I have to keep going. Because I never want to go back to the life I had. Of never going outside, never doing anything, never communicating with people. And that experience of growing in the past, I'm using every day to grow again. And I want to be fearless again, though I never was fearless. That's the wrong word to use here. I want to be unstoppable again. You can be unstoppable if you're willing to never give up, and if you're willing to endure being uncomfortable and pushing your own boundaries. And some days are super difficult. The last 2 days for me were super difficult, where I lacked a lot of motivation. And motivation always was the strongest quality I had, and then it sucked to feel like I've lost that. But in a slightly playful manner, I pushed myself to at least do some exercise again, and that helped, and it made me feel better. Even though it was not as easy as just turning to my computer and start playing games, because that's a lot easier, then you don't have to think. And I have to let go of that guilt of not being good enough, and all the things I spoke about in the last video. And yes, some days are more difficult, but every single day I need to keep going and do what I know I can do that day. And in my exercise, I'm not a fitness trainer, I'm not an expert. Of course, I do have some experience, yet I do not dare to say what a balanced exercise is. I'm just going to check online resources and videos, combine that with what I like, and I'm just going to see it as play. And I actually don't believe that forcing yourself to do something for 20 seconds because a video says so really works the best. Just play and have fun, and everything will become much easier. Yet take your play serious. Work yourself and always challenge yourself with everything. Listen to your body and push it just a little more, and that's my plan.